Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another Fish Eats Fish and Chip review. Donnie, I love doing this because we get to travel all over the place, all over New Brunswick. Tell the folks at home where we are today.
Today we are just outside of Bathurst on the Pabineau First Nation at Pabineau Seafood Market. It's a small, very cozy looking little spot.
Very family.
Yes, very family. I mean, behind us here, there is family sitting eating, and obviously with the COVID restrictions, there's a smaller number of tables available, but I'm sure they'd be more than happy to do takeout. Plus, they've got an outside seating area that you can go out and enjoy this beautiful sunny day.
Absolutely. So Pabineau Seafood, we're speaking with the Tourism Shelter department, and they recommended this place to be their entry into our provincial-wide fish and chip showdown. They are known to have fresh ingredients, and in speaking with the owners, we're talking about fresh haddock, New Brunswick, as well as local New Brunswick potato. All right, guys, here it is, the three-piece fish and chip special at Pabineau Seafood. Donnie, what are we looking at first?
I'm looking at a plate that's making me really, really hungry. We've got three nice-looking pieces of New Brunswick haddock, local potatoes, fresh cut fries. You've got your lemon, a nice little coleslaw, just a real nice plate of fish and chips that I can't wait to give a try.
Here's my first impression. The first thing that draws my attention are the quality of the fries. They are absolutely perfectly cut. So this is a three-piece dish. We're talking three pieces of haddock. I'm gonna say that it looks really lightly battered. It's not a beer batter. It doesn't look like a beer batter.
No, it's not. First impression, I would have to agree, and I do like the idea that the lighter batter, it's a change of pace. A lot of places you go, you get that thick, heavy batter. So a lighter batter is a nice change of pace. Right off the bat, as soon as the plates were brought to the table, it's fresh, it's clean. It's not one of those places where you've got that real heavy, oily smell. It doesn't smell greasy. It smells like a nice, fresh plate of food.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. It certainly doesn't have that heavy, greasy smell to it. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the batter is light. As you can see, it's really thin. It's all fish. There's barely any batter on that. So that's a really light batter. And I think that's what adds to the lightness of the smell and the aroma. Obviously, we're gonna do everything with the lemon and all that, but initial reaction, light, considering it's a deep fried dish.
What are you getting on your plate for your money? This plate, $15.99, so $16 for a three-piece fish and chips, fresh local ingredients, your fish, your fries, everything New Brunswick sourced. All in all, I'd say first impression is we're gonna have a pretty good value for our money.
I agree with Donnie. $15.99 price point is actually right where I would like to spend, especially if you have a family, if you have a couple children. When you get to the $20 mark, you really have high expectations, and that also depends on the amount of food that we're gonna get. We're gonna talk about that. But as far as the price, $15.99, I think it's dead on for what I see here and the amount of food I see on this plate. So this criteria is obviously one of our favorites, and that is texture and taste. Again, we're talking about fresh, local New Brunswick haddock, not much batter. I'm gonna see how that's gonna affect the taste. Let's go ahead and do it without any sauce.
I can tell you it's hot.
Wow. So, here's what I think. Before you say anything, that's a lot of fish. I mean, that is fish on top of fish, next to fish, layered with a little bit more fish. It is fresh, obviously fresh. And if you like fish and chips, this is one of those fish and chips that give you a lot more fish than chips, because holy cow, that is all meat.
It is definitely a nice thick piece of fish. I kind of miss that heavy crunch that you get with a more traditional, heavier batter. But at the same time, it is nice. It's not heavy. The light batter, it definitely has its own appeals. Maybe just a little bit out of the ordinary of what I'm used to. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's delicious. It's a beautiful piece of fish.
On that note, I'm going to say that if you're interested in a fish and chip that is a little bit lighter, maybe a little healthier, maybe a little less,
arguably,
maybe a little less carbs, This would be a good option because there's not a whole lot of batter on this.
No.
But you get a lot of protein, that's for sure. Let's move on to the fries. Oh,
Very nice.
that is a really good French fry. In fact, all I'm thinking about is what this would taste like in a poutine. But this is a seriously good French fry. It's got, you know what? Here's my test. It's soggy enough to be kind of like a soggy fry, but yet it's got that crunchy texture to keep it firm.
It's still got a little crunch.
And I love the fact there's some skin on it. That's like live wood, live edge wood for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes it legit.
It shows you they are fresh cut fries.
Oh.
Not.
These are top notch. For me, these are top notch fries.
Yeah, no, excellent fries for sure. Our final criteria, the little extras. Some places dress up their plates with a little add-on.
Man, we've had flowers.
We have had flowers.
We've had flowers.
Pea shoots.
Yep.
But virtually everybody, at the very least, does a coleslaw.
So, something to note, this is definitely a creamy variety of the coleslaw.
I was just going to say, in most cases with fish and chips, you're going to get a creamy slaw. Every now and then you'll get a vinegar-based one, but
Good texture,
real good crunch.
nice crunch to it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be a little bit picky about this one. I'm gonna say it's a little liquidy for my taste. For my taste.
Yep, I would agree. It is. It's got an ample amount of dressing on the slaw,
Yeah.
so that comes down to personal taste. Maybe that's what you prefer.
But it's got a nice balance of sour.
It's got a
And
nice
sweet.
It's got a
Yeah.
nice flavor to it.
I definitely finish it, that's for sure.
Oh, I intend to.
No, definitely.
You know, nice plate of fish and chips from start to finish. Whether it's the fish, the fries, the slaw. Definitely worth paying a visit to Pabineau Seafood Market just outside of Bathurst.
Yeah, and there's no question in my mind, this is a top-notch fish and chip. I think it represents New Brunswick products extremely well on this plate between local potatoes and the local haddock. Again, highlight on the light batter, which is a little bit different, but certainly very tasty, packed with protein. Great freshness to it. Good extras with the coleslaw overall. I think it's going to have a pretty good review. It's definitely something you should try.
Yeah, if you're in the area, Pabineau Seafood Market, just outside of Bathurst on the Pabineau First Nations. Stop in, pay them a visit. Fish on.
Fish eats.
Fish eats.
Fish eats.
Let's eat.